guys like, that's not, AW's not a real rate. And I'm like, dude, you can literally look it up. And they're like, they say it's not a rank. Rank is E1, E2, E3, whatnot.
Right.
Rate is like your MOS.
Okay.
And it's always the Army guys are like, what's your MOS? Like, we don't call it that in the Navy. And then the Coast Guard's the same way. We call it rate.
Okay.
We have a joke, choose your rate, choose your fate. And that's like, hey, if you pick a hard job, yeah, it's going to be harder. If you pick an easy job, it's going to be easier. And
you were something with the air. You told me that one night, air something.
Yeah! Woo! My boys over there, my hacker friends. I mean, the fake hacker friends. Like, this is fake. Everything's fake, guys. None of this is real. I'm totally bullshitting. Definitely don't look me up. Travis Juhr. Don't. There's nothing on there. You'll never find who I am, or that I've taught at DEF CON, or that I jumped out of helicopters. It's all bullshit. I've made it all up. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he was showing me. Let me show this patch on here.
Oh yeah.
This patch right here, the Emerald Knights. That was from whenever he went into Katrina in 2005. So you served were you serving before 2005, or did you join before after that? Or in 2005. Sorry.
So I actually signed up in the early part of 2001.
Okay.
This was about March or April, and there's something called a delayed entry program. So what you can do, I was 17 at the time. I was still in high school.
So you can do like JROTC type shit?
No, it's kind of, you have that option. Like when you do delayed entry, you can go through some shit, and then like instead when you start boot camp, you're normally E1 and you can do more.
Right.
You can, like, so if you do stuff beforehand, you can like go in as like an E2 or sometimes even like, I know if it was like at the time, if you were an Eagle Scout, then you could go in as like an E3 and you get more pay and stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
So that's an option. Let's see. But so I enlisted in 2000. Yeah, it was 2001, so it was before 9/11 happened, and then I graduated in 2002, and then I went off to boot camp in 2002, like September. I wanted to have like a summer off to like screw around, because I'm like, I'm about to go in the military. I want to have like 3 months of just screwing off and having fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. I know I'm going to ship out, and then who knows what the hell's going to happen there.
Right.
So yeah, I was like, okay. And then in boot camp, I originally signed up to be an air crew, and that was AW, Aviation Warfare Systems Operator, doing anti-submarine and just basically flying and doing crew stuff in the back.
Right.
And then I went through boot camp and I saw rescue swimmer was an option. And so I was like, oh, I really want to do that. And they're like, are you sure? Because if you sign up, and this is true with special operations, at least in the Navy and the Coast Guard, if you sign up for the school and you quit or you fail at any point, you're booted back into the sort of rotation and you're given the shit jobs.
Yeah.
Just the worst. So it's like, it's a high risk gamble.
So you decided not to do it, or did you go through with it?
So I went through it, and like everyone else was like, dude, get your guaranteed job, your school, go through it, and then volunteer after. And I was like, no, we're rolling deep, boys. We're going hard. And it was fucking tough. I saw actually my picture, I think graduated 11 people, started with 30, which is not an atypical response.
Damn.
So first day, and it's always funny because it's always the people like that Valhalla guy who's like,
who's that?
He was some douchebag. He was a Green Beret allegedly, but like real professionals that are in the spec war and spec ops communities, they're like me. They're chill. They're usually somewhat goofy. Some of them are more serious, but they're definitely like reserved.
Right.
I'm definitely an odd man out in that sort of sense, but like that type of behavior is very unusual because like you go through some shit to get there. Like you get your ass handed to you every day, but it's usually those guys who are like tough. Like the night before, you get your shirts, you get your shorts, and you put your name stencil on it and a number, and they don't call you your name until you earn it after lunch. You have to make it through the first half of the day, not quit, and then they start treating you like a human being. But like those guys who talk the most shit, they're the ones who are like, oh, it's too hard, I quit, DOR, drop on request, oh, it's too much.
Yeah.
And then boot out, they're gone, they're out to the regular whatever crap jobs there.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Oh, can we take a pause on that? I got.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got a blower?
Guys, get some pictures, man. Hold it up, shit. Like people are starting to recognize me around town. It's pretty funny.
It's a nice shield. It's like real fucking.
It's the real deal, man.
Yeah. I remember I felt it that one night we were talking.
Oh, is it? Where's the party?
Put your arm through there. Left arm goes through.
grabs. Yeah. What you got there, man? This is cool pics.
What you got on the front there?
This is my wife's art.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I recognize that from the.
Oh, that's cool. That's my favorite one. I thought, like, she did it for the water protectors when the oil pipeline was going, the Keystone pipeline.
And that's real
like,
vibranium.
Yeah, total legit.
Vibranium. It's Bucky.
Got some weight. Oh, yeah. Oh, here they come. Hey.
Oh, God.
Dun, dun.
Oh, they got a party?
That thing does work.
Yo, whenever you're ready, just let me know. We'll continue on what we were doing before. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
People getting active. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want me to stand in front here?
Yeah, you can stand in front here or theirs or whatever. Here, I'll get my real camera out because I actually look. This footage is way better. This shit, I think they jam this shit or something sometimes because it looks like shit. All right.
We have some friends that are around that are professionals in the electronics, let's say.
Yeah, I don't know shit about it. I just fucking video it and put it out in the most mundane way possible. I'm not
Totally
super,
fine,
super
man.
tech savvy. All right, what were we saying before? Oh yeah, okay. You were talking about. I know you don't want to say too much, but Saturday you're gonna prove to the fucking people, basically.
We're gonna have a nice surprise. That's what's gonna happen.
There you go.
We're gonna show them just how stolen this Valor is. I'm gonna probably get some extra patches on here. I'm gonna put like maybe an Army one, maybe an Air Force. We're just gonna load this up. But I'm gonna put like a Green Beret one. I'm just gonna mark, a piece of tape and put Green Beret to Makbal Hala, who's a raging psycho, and he does not represent the Spec War or Spec Ops community. That dude is a fucking lunatic, and apparently he's in jail right now because he threatened to kill me. And he said he whispered it to me, but it was caught on multiple videos, and even people had mentioned it that, oh shit, that guy said he was gonna kill me.
And so the cops heard it on stream or something like that?
Apparently he beat someone with a stick, so he's in jail right now, as last I heard. And I was like, yeah, that checks out.
I've never even heard of this dude till right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't know who it was. I just some like bearded lunatic was like. He's like going the spout. He's obsessed with like Valor and stolen Valor, and he's just laughing. He's like, ha! He's laughing like an insane person. I'm like, dude, I'm crazy. I'm not that crazy. Like our communities are a little nuts, but like those type of people should be more reserved. And him, just like, so I had to look it up because I was like, I don't believe this guy because from my experience of working with SEALs, work with SWIT guys, other rescue swimmers, combat SAR, and it was like, this does not check out. Like the people who make it through are usually pretty reserved, and for this guy to be allegedly retired, 20 years allegedly of doing the service of doing a Green Beret, which is supposed to be their special forces, I'm like, this doesn't add up at all. This is like, this would be like, if I saw someone and I was still in, I'd be like, yeah, this dude's full of shit. There's no way.
Okay.
We've had tons of chodes that were like, yeah, I made it through, and I've seen stolen Valor people, and they're usually like, they behave like that, and you're like, yeah, like you don't operate like how we do. Like you should be a lot more chill, dude. Like, doesn't make sense.
So 2001 you went in, 2005
2002
2002, sorry, yeah, 2001
like
you signed up, but
September,
2002 you waited for that thing, so you could kind of enjoy life before you went in, I remember.
Yeah.
And then 2005 you were in Katrina. What time did you leave the Navy?
So I left the Navy in 2007, and I switched over to the Coast Guard. And this is probably where they're getting caught up a lot. It's pretty unusual for someone to jump service, but I did. Like it's a little more common in the Coast Guard because I went through. They call it a pit stop or something. It's where you go through boot camp again, unfortunately. But it's like a shorter version. It was only 4 weeks, and there was other prior service people. So there was like Army, there was a Marines, there was some Air Force people, there was other Navy people, and so they're like going into the Coast Guard.
Okay.
So it's not as uncommon in the Coast Guard. Apparently they call them like Papa divisions. They're P, and then they have a number, and so they treat us differently. It was kind of funny because they'd be like the instructors. When you're in boot camp, even as a prior service, they can't tell who you are, but then when they find out it's like a Papa company, or they're like, what are you doing, recruit? And they're like, oh, they're a Papa company. Like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? Like and it kind of messes with people that are there. They're like, why do they get special treatment? It's like, they've already done this game. They know how it's done.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of see boot camp again, but from a different point of view, where you see all the the wacky shit, and you're like, yeah, that guy's just getting fucked with. It's pretty
so
funny.
that you know
Yeah,
what to look
you got
for
like
in
people that
regard.
are like, people look around. They made them like put cups on their head and their eyes. They're like, report what you see. They're like, I see a radio tower, probably for communications, and we're just like busting up laughing. Like, it's silly stuff, but it's meant to like, you never know who goes to boot camp, and so they gotta like mold you and shape you into something that's going to be useful.
Right.
Yeah.
So 2007, left the Navy, went into the Coast Guard. How long did you stay in the Coast Guard for?
So I was there from 2007 until 2011. Yeah.
Which did you like better, if you could choose? Navy?
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard?
Yeah.
Chill?
Yeah. I joke and I say I did at the time they had a blue to green program. They were trying to pull warrant officers from the Navy into the Army.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I signed up for the blue to blue program. So because all the naming of the Coast Guard, the Navy is exactly the same. So it made it was like, oh, that's easy. Like a chief's a chief, petty officers, like they're all the exact same name.
Right.
And it makes it just easy.
So did you have to use that swimming experience? Because I know you said you were doing that thing where it was like swimming rescue or whatever in Navy. Did you use that in the Coast Guard as well?
Yeah, I actually signed up. So I was pissed because in the Navy I wasn't really doing much as a rescue swimmer. All the actual civilian rescues were done by the Coast Guard. So I was like, well, fuck this. Like, I want to do real shit.
Right.
So I left, and like people were pissed at me. They're like, dude, you're like abandoning the Navy for the Coast Guard. Like, are you not 7 foot tall? Like, if the ship sinks, you can walk back to shore, which is pretty funny actually. But like people were really mad, and I was like, I want to go, like I want to do what I do, and so I signed up for the AST program. That's what it's in the Navy. It's usually AW. Now it's like AWS and AWR, depending on the platform. But in the Coast Guard, it's AST, Aviation Survival Technician. So they handle like the rigging and all the like safety and survival equipment, and they're the rescue swimmers. And so I signed up for the school. I went through. I did not make it. I made it to week 5 of 16. So it's longer in the Coast Guard, and it is harder. But I never quit. I basically was medically unable to continue, and then I tried to go again after healing. I had an IT band where I basically, my left IT band, which runs along here, every time I'd run, it felt like my knee was ripping itself apart, and I was crying as we were running because it was so painful. And if I would sit for long periods of time and like allow the muscle to cool down, it would basically harden hard as a rock, and I couldn't like articulate my leg like this. I was just locked like that, so I had to like hop around until I could like rub it and warm it up.
Funnily enough, I just saw a video of an ice officer chasing someone, and he like fucking tore like some shit, and he stood back up and was like, ah!
Yeah.
So yeah. That's funny. I saw that video today, so it's funny.
That's great, man. Yeah, it hurts like shit. So
What's that one Coast Guard movie? It's like a popular Coast Guard movie.
The Guardian.
He like, picked up the brick from the pool.
Yeah,
and
that's
shit.
The Guardian.
The Guardian, yeah. Was the training that kind of shit?
Yeah. So I went through, we did, the brick one was like the worst one for sure. And I'm glad they put that. So I know one of the guys who was an advisor to the movie, and that was like really, really funny. So, and I didn't give up. So I have a buddy, Wes Price is his name. He's stationed in Florida, I think. He gave me one of the patches, so that's why I don't wear it, because I didn't earn it. But he gave it to me. He's like, dude, we had an agreement, like when we were living together up in New Jersey. He said, like with the Coast Guard, it's rescue swimmer or fuck it. That's it, like for active duty.
Yeah.
He's like, if I don't make it through school, I'm gonna smoke weed and get out. And we had the agreement. It's like, yeah, it's rescue swimmer or fuck it. And so I was so injured at one point from trying the second go. I had something else that happened medically, and they're like, we will not allow you to go to rescue swimmer.
So was that in 2011 when you got out?
That was like 2009.
Okay.
So I went in 2007. I went to AST school, Coast Guard Rescue Swimmer School. Then I failed out at week 5, so I never quit. It was just like I couldn't complete one of the evolutions, which felt like a test, because it was one where you had to like disentangle someone. You had to like make sure they were clear, and my leg was hurting so bad, like I just didn't have any. I was basically doing the whole thing on one leg.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, I'm fucked.
And that was in 2009?
That was 2007.
Oh, sorry.
So I got booted out. I went to a boat for a while, put my name back on the list. 6 or 8 months later, I'm back at an air station, and I was getting ready to go to school again, and then like I had a heart issue, and then they were like, we'll never allow you to go.
Okay, so you basically kind of did like more like low-key shit in the Coast Guard till 2011 when you got out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so after then, I was like, well, I've got a lot of time in. At that point, I had, almost 9 years of service. So I'm like, I'll do reserves for a while.
Sorry, there's a bunny over there.
Back together.
It's that same bunny I saw him the other night. He's a big-ass bunny, too. Looks like a house bunny, like a pet.
But yeah, so at that point, I was like, well, I'll do reserve for a while, and just like finish out. If you do reserve, you get retirement when you reach retirement age, which at that time was 65. I think it's like 67 now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, when it's like pretty cheap, really cheap and good, like healthcare. So I did HS school, which is hospital corpsman, doing a medic for the Coast Guard. And so I was doing that as a reservist, and after a while, I was going through paramedic school at OHSU, and as part of like my evaluations I was doing as a reservist, they say, okay, what are the things you're doing for like professional development? I was like, well, I'm going through paramedic school, which is not a requirement, but I was like an upgrade, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to give you a good mark for that because we don't believe in giving high marks here. I was like, this is fucked. Like I can't get promoted because you're just like you don't want to give good marks. And I was just like, well, all right, I'm done then. And so like eventually I just got out, and then I was like doing the civilian thing for a while as a paramedic and EMT, and then I just had some bad experiences, and I was like, well, fuck it. I'm good with IT. I can get paid like 2 or 3 times more. So I switched, and now I do networking and cybersecurity.
Cool shit. So, in that kind of regard, do you have to like get honorably or dishonorably discharged type shit, or is it just like kind of you end your thing?
It's all honorable. Like if you finish
cool.
it, it's honorable.
And that's why you have that thing. Can't say too much, but Saturday you're gonna present that shit.
Yeah. So it really comes down to.
This will be out after Saturday probably.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm sure that'll already be seen on the internet.
Yeah. It's weird. Like basically, it's actually quite difficult to get anything other than an honorable. You have to be kind of a piece of shit.
To get a dishonorable discharge.
Yeah, like they're real. It's like technically dishonorable discharge doesn't exist, which I thought was weird. Like when you go to it, it generally will say like a discharge in other than honorable conditions.
Okay.
It's like, okay, that's a mouthful. Like dishonorable would have been fine, but there's like, you can look into it, and it's like weird. There's like levels of like, there's like honorable, and then there's these sort of like, there's a general discharge, which is, it's not honorable, but it's not dishonorable either.
Yeah.
So you still are entitled to most benefits. I think almost all. So one will be like an administrative one of like, hey, we don't need you anymore effectively, and this is like reduction in force type of thing.
Right.
But if it's like, there also would be like something like maybe you're a little problematic or whatever, and so they're like, you don't get this, but you get like a notch down or whatever.
Right.
There's like re-enlistment codes. There's so much bureaucracy and paperwork in the military. Like, if you want to make a military member mad or a veteran, like, give them paperwork, and they'll be like, really, dude? Oh, I have enough of this shit.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. It was Travis, right?
Travis Juhr, yeah.
Juhr, is that J-E-R?
J-U-H-R.
J-U-H-R. Damn, that's different.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, thanks again for talking to me. One, I'm going to do it again just so I can put it, the MOS.
So in the Navy, it's called a rate. Yes.
Okay.
So it's AW, Aviation Warfare Systems Operator in the Navy. In the Coast Guard, I did AMT, Aviation Mechanic, or Aviation Maintenance Technician, which is like an aircraft mechanic. That was the one I had. It was either that or go to a boat after like swimmer school. And I was like, okay, be a slave or work on aircraft. I'm terrible at it, and I was dead last in class. And then the last one was HS, hospital.
Okay, cool.
Or hospital service technician. Maybe that's what it's called. I don't know.
HST or whatever.
It's HS, but it's that hospital service technician or something. Oh God, it's been a while. It's been a minute.
Well, I appreciate you being open and fucking. That's what I try to do, is just make it completely open so no one has any room for doubt. They talk shit, then they get met again with you confronting the shit, and that's what I like. I like that shit.
See you guys.
Thanks again, Travis.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm not much of a killer.
Having fun?
Well, we got someone here who's like, I guess, a MAGA IT guy. He says to ask you what an ARP packet is, or he doesn't believe you do IT. I don't know what ARP packet means.
Oh, address resolution.
Address resolution protocol. All right, he just answered it. So I guess he does IT. I don't know shit about that. So I just fucking vibe, man. I don't know nothing.
That's fine. It's how it's a link between layer 2 and layer 3. How does it know where to go, sending in a local network?
Okay, I don't know what the fuck that.
Nerd talk.